G'day, Steve Cullum here. As a music industry pro with music used by Honda, Subway, Circle K, and thousands of other TV shows, I'm going to give you my hidden analysis of Kurt Cobain's song, The Man Who Stole the World. It was actually a song by David Bowie, so he's covering it. But let's go ahead and just dive in. Now, looking at this setup or this stage layout, this was designed by Kurt Cobain. He wanted something that sounded very intimate, very raw, very kind of homey, very kind of, so he's got lilies here, he's got candles going, he's got a chandelier, it's got light, warm, and inviting and calm kind of colors. It's very cool to see, but this is part of his design, this is part of his creativity, so it's a little fun fact for you.
Upon the stairs, spoken wasn't well, although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought.
Okay, so as a songwriter, these lyrics, I spoke into his eyes, are so powerful. They're so deep. There's so many layers to this. And if you think about what is the simple way of saying it is, I spoke to him and said, or I spoke to him and told or something. But he said, I spoke into his eyes, meaning there's a whole depth, there's a whole layer and a full thing. Now, this is what really well, this speaks to me as a songwriter in such a powerful way, because you could even use this as a romantic kind of thing. Instead of saying, I see the stars in your eyes, or, I get lost in your eyes. You could say, I spoke into your eyes, or I said those words into your eyes. And it's like, whoa, it's a whole another level of that lyric. And it's just so powerful. So if you're a songwriter out there, this is such a really powerful line, and it really spoke to me. I loved it. Let's keep going.
You died alone a long, long time ago.
I love that line.
Oh no, not me. We never lost control. Face to face with the man who sold the world.
That's so great. Now, one thing you'll notice with the drummer is a rock drummer, and they're used to playing hard. They're used to playing really heavy. One of the things that he's using, and I'll rewind back there, but one of the things he's using is something called rods. They're sticks, but they're called rods, and they have lots of little sticks in them, and it makes it a little softer sound. It's not quite as soft as brushes, but they're softer, and it's so cool. I'm going to go back, and you can kind of see them here. Very powerful, very soft, but not too soft. But it was a great kind of in between, and that was quite a challenge for Dave Grohl to be able to calm it down, or play a little bit quieter. And that's the skill of a great musician to be able to do that. Let's go back and watch that. There they are, rods.
Made my way back home. I searched for former land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed and stared. We must have a million years. I must have died alone a long, long time ago.
I love that riff.
Who knows? Not me. I never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world.
So this song was really written about that. David Bowie actually wrote this, and he wrote it about that having that disconnect, or having that kind of, you sold your soul, or you sold the everything, meaning your privacy. Your privacy is everything. And, when you get famous like this, that they have cameras everywhere. People are filming them eating a cookie. They're at Starbucks. They can't go out in public without being filmed, and so everything is under scrutiny. Everything is being judged. They lose their privacy, and so you sell everything in your whole world for that fame. Obviously, that's what fame does. It takes away your privacy. But he wrote that song on that, and this is an issue that Kurt Cobain definitely would have felt and definitely would have related to, and you can tell through the emotional performance. It's very raw, very personal, very intimate. And they're headlining big festivals, as the big rock band, and they come down to this very vulnerable kind of place where they wanted it raw. And one of the things you're about to see is in the solo, and I'll talk about it in a second, but it's raw, it's unedited, it is raw, and it's intimate. It's right here, right now, in front of you.
Me, we never lost control. Your face to face of a man who sold the world.
Okay, so we talked about this song as being very raw, being very transparent, being very intimate. There's a mistake. The first two notes, or the first note there, is a mistake, and he tries to find that note. And it's very interesting. They left it in there. They didn't do, hey, let's, sometimes at these live events, you can be like, what, we screwed up, let's do it again. And they cut that. Only the people in the live audience are like, oh, wow, we saw the mistake. So he doesn't do that. Instead, they just keep it going. And that really shows the rawness of this performance. It's so cool to see. But you see it live. He's working it out. He's playing with it. He's going for it. And let's go back to that note. See if you can spot that note. So there's two notes wrong. That's good. Beautiful cello happening. So the guitar, a little fun fact about the guitar that Kurt Cobain's using. This is a very vintage Martin guitar. There's only like 300 made, and it sold for over $6 million. So cool. But it's it's not just acoustic, but they've got electronics, and he's got some humbuckers there, and that's how he's getting that kind of sound. And there's actually reports that he actually did want a foot pedal. So there's a foot pedal buried underneath, hidden on the stage in front of him, looking like a wedge or a monitor, stage monitor. And so there's a little fun fact that it's that guitar, and that guitar was a very limited guitar, and then obviously it sold for a lot of money. Wow, what a performance. What an absolutely raw and authentic, very, very open and intimate kind of performance. This was a big thing that MTV did when they did this. They were doing more of different stuff, and then they wanted to go kind of this intimate kind of thing, and it worked. It obviously really, really worked. And but what did you guys think about it? Is this one of your favorite songs of Nirvana's? Maybe it's one of your favorite songs of David Bowie's. Pop it in the chat. I love to read all your comments in the chat. And please, if you like this, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And then also, if you want to help support this channel, if you want to help support me doing this and finding that next video so I can do another analysis of that, then buy me a coffee. I'll put the link in below. You can buy me a coffee there. And also, don't forget to jump on my email list. I'll put the link in the chat. But thanks again for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.